Whenever you think, oh, I have this idea, should I do it? More likely than not, if you're benching a guy that you normally play for that idea, you're making a mistake. Some of the best moves you can make right now in this fantasy playoff championship week is no move.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. Smitty! Take a lap.
Okay, so week 16, everybody gets creative. They start thinking up stuff they've never thought of before. I'm going to plug this guy in instead of starting my starter that got me into the finals. Getting too cute will get you in trouble. And on screen, I have my top quarterback starts for the Week 16 Fantasy Football Championship week. Patty Mahomes, the clear-cut number one. We don't even need to talk about how he's going to torch Atlanta. Now, sometimes you think something's going to happen, and it doesn't. Look at Pittsburgh against the Bengals the other night. But you have to count on Mahomes. You have to count on Kyler against San Fran. You have to count on A-Rod versus Tennessee. Lamar versus the Giants. You don't bench Josh Allen in your championship game. This is the number 2 quarterback, my number 2 quarterback heading into 2021. You don't put him on the bench. You don't bench Herbert either. Even though he's going against an okay defense, Herbert will eat in week 16. All of these guys you don't bench for, you know, a matchup play. Let's say you like Drew Brees for whatever reason this week.
Hey Smitty, should I put Mitchell Trubisky in over the guy that got me into the championship?
No! Run your big dogs out onto the field. You'll sleep at night if you lose that way. You probably won't get a wink of sleep the night after you lose if you put some creative play into your lineup and you watch your starter go crazy on the bench. Nobody loves Jalen Hurts more than I do. I talked him up all offseason long as being the future of Philly, and probably the people that got most mad at me about it were Philly fans. They're like, we love Carson Wentz, don't talk bad about Carson Wentz, but the writing was on the wall, and the dude is on his way to top 7 to 10 fantasy football value probably. All the players on screen here, how do you bump them down and put Hurts above them? By default, he's going to be a value grab in 2021. You just can't draft Hurts any higher than 7, 8, 9 by default. Doesn't mean I don't love him. Doesn't mean I don't think he can hang. It just means that the QB pool is very deep in 2021. This is very, very good news if you want to wait and draft a guy like Hurts. Even A-Rod will probably fall much further in 2021 drafts than he should. But in week 16, where do we put Jalen Hurts against the Dallas Cowboys? It's tough, but I don't bench any of the guys ranked ahead of him because these guys got you to the championship game. You need to rely on him. I like Hurts. He's right around 7, 8, 9 for this week. Right around the same spot I'd rank him in 2021. Quietly, because I think you might get him cheaper. Just because I rank a guy high doesn't mean you always draft him right there. Use ADP to your advantage at every turn. Brady's a pretty good play this week, but I'm not bumping him above any of those guys. I'm not ultra confident in Drew Brees without Mike Thomas. I'm not trusting Goff or Ryan in championship weeks. I'm just not. I love Hurts above all those guys. The way Wilson's playing, though, I'm starting Hurts over him. You can make a case for Tannehill. I'm not going to get mad at you if you start Tannehill above Hurts, but I'm starting Hurts above Tannehill, Wilson, Trubisky, Baker, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Goff, Tua, Stafford, you name it. Not above Mahomes, Kyler, Allen, A-Rod, Lamar, probably Watson. Jalen's right there, though, right after that crew. And again, debate it if you want. I'd love to see it debate in the comments, but let's freaking go, Jalen. If you want more Dynasty content, especially on the quarterback topic here, where do I rank Allen moving forward? Josh Allen, where do I rank Herbert? Get on over to sleeperu.com. I just launched my brand new NEWSWIRE that's competing with ESPN and all the top fantasy football newswires out there. We are going to be your favorite. I am very confident we're going to be your favorite newswire. The only place you'll need to go, because nobody breaks down news like I do. Every single piece of news, I do redraft. I do like the current week projection and talk about the injuries. But then every single piece of news, I spin Dynasty into it. So if it's Christian McCaffrey's not playing week 16, guess what? Let's talk about his Dynasty value. Every single news post attacks redraft and Dynasty. Tell me what NEWSWIRE does that. Sleeperu.com. Get on over there and order a phone call from me here at HeySmitty.com. Let's get on the phone, you and I, and talk about your future in fantasy football, your Dynasty prospects, maybe your week 16 dilemmas that you got going on. Hit me up at HeySmitty.com. Later.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty!